Okay, I think we can go to the sutta because the Dhamma content is not too much, so I can go faster. Sutta number 92, Sela Sutta to Sela. Thus have I heard, on one occasion the Blessed One was wandering in the country of the Anguttara Pans with a large sangha of monks, with 1250 monks, and eventually he arrived at a town of the Anguttara Pans called Apana. The matted hair ascetic Kenya heard, the recluse Gotama, the son of the Sakyans who went forth from a Sakyan clan, has been wandering in the country of the Anguttara Pans with a large sangha of monks, with 1250 monks, and he has come to Apana. A good report of Master Gotama has been spread to this effect, etc. There is an Arahant. Now it's good to see such Arahants. Stop it for a moment. This matted hair ascetic, the Pali word is Jatila. Jatila, they keep long hair, and the hair is kept matted. Now then the matted hair ascetic Kenya went to the Blessed One and exchanged greetings with him. And when this courteous and amiable talk was finished, he sat down at one side. The Blessed One instructed, urged, roused, and encouraged him with a talk on the Dhamma. Then having been instructed, urged, roused, and encouraged by the Blessed One with a talk on the Dhamma, the matted hair ascetic Kenya said to the Blessed One, "Let Master Gotama, together with the Sangha of monks, consent to accept tomorrow's meal from me." When this was said, the Blessed One told him, "The Sangha of monks is large, Kenya, consisting of 1250 monks, and you place full confidence in the Brahmins." Stop here for a moment. So when he invited the Buddha for a meal, the Buddha said, this Sangha is very large, 1250 monks, and you are a follower of the Brahmins, follower of different tradition. So maybe the Buddha thought, since you are a follower of the Brahmins, whether you can get so much food from your Brahmins or whatever supporters to feed so many monks. A second time, the matted hair ascetic Kenya said to the Blessed One, "Although the Sangha of monks is large, Master Gotama, consisting of 1250 monks, and although I place full confidence in the Brahmins, still let Master Gotama, together with the Sangha of monks, consent to accept tomorrow's meal from me." The second time, the Blessed One told him, "The Sangha of monks is large, Kenya," etc. The third time, the matted hair ascetic said to the Blessed One, "Although the Sangha is large, Master Gotama," etc., etc. The same thing. "Still let Master Gotama, together with the Sangha of monks, consent to accept tomorrow's meal from me." The Blessed One consented in silence. Three times he asked the Buddha, then the Buddha consented. Then, knowing that the Blessed One had consented, the matted hair ascetic Kenya rose from his seat and went to his own hermitage, where he addressed his friends and companions, his kinsmen and relatives thus, "Hear me, sirs, my friends and companions, my kinsmen and relatives. The recluse Gotama has been invited by me for tomorrow's meal, together with the Sangha of monks. Make the necessary purchases and preparations for me." "Yes, sir," they replied, and some dug out ovens, some chopped wood, some washed dishes, some set out water jugs, some prepared seats, while the matted hair ascetic Kenya himself set up a pavilion. Now on that occasion the Brahmin Sela was staying at Apana. He was a master of the three Vedas with their vocabularies, liturgy, phonology and etymology, and the histories as a fifth. Skilled in philology and grammar, he was fully versed in natural philosophy and the marks of a great man. And he was teaching the recitation of the hymns to 300 Brahmin students. At the time, the matted hair ascetic Kenya had placed full confidence in the Brahmin Sela. Then the Brahmin Sela, while walking and wandering for exercise, attended by his 300 Brahmin students, came to the matted hair ascetic Kenya's hermitage. There he saw some men digging out ovens, some chopping wood, some washing dishes, some setting out water jugs, some preparing seats, while the matted hair ascetic Kenya himself was setting up a pavilion. When he saw this, he asked the matted hair ascetic Kenya, What is Master Kenya to hold a marriage or a giving in marriage? Or is there some great sacrifice Or has King Senior Bimbisara of Magadha been invited with a large retinue for tomorrow's meal? And Kenya said, I will not be holding a marriage or a giving in marriage, Master Sela, nor has King Bimbisara of Magadha been invited with a large retinue for tomorrow's meal. But I am planning a great sacrifice. The recluse Gautama, the son of the Sakyans who went forth from the Sakyan clan, has been wandering in the country of the Anguttara Pans with a large sangha of monks, with 1250 monks, and has come to Apana. Now a good report of Master Gautama has been spread to this effect. That Blessed One is Arahant Sammasambuddha, perfect in knowledge and conduct, etc. He has been invited by me for tomorrow's meal together with the sangha of monks. And Sela said, did you say Buddha, Kenya? I said Buddha, Sela. Did you say Buddha, Kenya? I said Buddha, Sela. Then it occurred to the Brahmin Sela, even this word Buddha is hard to come across in this world. Now the 32 marks of a great man have been handed down in our hymns, and the great man who is endowed with them has only two possible destinations, no other. If he lives the home life, he becomes a wheel-turning monarch, a righteous king who rules by the Dhamma, etc. He has these 7 treasures, etc. But if he goes forth from the home life into homelessness, he becomes an Arahant, Sammasambuddha, who draws aside the veil in the world. And he said, my good Kenya, where is Master Gautama, the Arahant, Sammasambuddha, now living? When this was said, the matted hair ascetic Kenya extended his right arm and said, there, where that green line of the grove is, Master Sela. Then the Brahmin Sela together went with the 300 Brahmin students to the Blessed One. He addressed the Brahmin students, come quietly, sirs, tread carefully, for these Blessed Ones are difficult to approach. They wander alone like lions. When I am speaking with the recluse Gautama, do not break in and interrupt me, but wait until our talk is finished. Then the Brahmin Sela went to the Blessed One and exchanged greetings with him. When this courteous and amiable talk was finished, he sat down at one side and looked for the 32 marks of a great man on the Blessed One's body. He saw more or less the 32 marks of a great man on the Blessed One's body, except 2. He was doubtful and uncertain about 2 of the marks, and he could not decide and make up his mind about them, about the male organ being enclosed in a sheath, and about the largeness of the tongue. Then it occurred to the Blessed One, this Brahmin Sela sees the 32 marks of a great man on me, except 2. He is doubtful and uncertain about 2 of the marks, and he cannot decide and make up his mind about them, about the male organ being enclosed in a sheath, and about the largeness of the tongue. Then the Blessed One worked such a feat of supernormal power that the Brahmin Sela saw that the Blessed One's male organ was enclosed in a sheath. Next, the Blessed One extruded his tongue, and he repeatedly touched both ear holes and both nostrils, and he covered the whole of his forehead with his tongue. Then the Brahmin Sela thought, the recluse Gautama is endowed with the 32 marks of a great man. They are complete, not incomplete. But I do not know whether he is a Buddha or not. However, I have heard from elder, aged Brahmins who speak according to the lineage of teachers that those who are Arahants, Sammasambuddhas, reveal themselves as such when their praise is spoken. Suppose I extol the recluse Gautama to his face with fitting stanzas. Then he extolled the Blessed One to his face with fitting stanzas. O perfect in body, well-favored, well-fashioned, and lovely to behold. O Blessed One, golden is your color, and white your teeth. You are strong. The features are seen one and all, that distinguish a man as well-born. They are all to be found on your body. These marks that reveal a great man, with eyes clear, with countenance bright, majestic, erect as a flame. In the midst of this body of recluses, you shine like the blazing sun. A monk so lovely to look on, with skin of so golden a sheen, with beauty so rare, why should you be content with the life of a recluse? You are fit to be a king, lord of chariots, a monarch who rules, who makes the wheel turn, a victor in all the 4 quarters, and lord of the Jambu tree grove. With warriors and great princes, all devoted to your service, O Gautama, you should reign as ruler of men, king above all kings. And the Buddha replied, I am already a king, O Sela, the Blessed One replied. I am supreme king of the Dhamma. I make the wheel of Dhamma revolve, the wheel that none can stop. And Sela, you claim full enlightenment, the Brahmin Sela said. You tell me, O Gautama, I am supreme king of the Dhamma. I make the wheel of Dhamma revolve. Who is your general, that disciple who follows in the master's own way? Who is it who helps you to turn the wheel set in motion by you? The wheel set in motion by me, the Blessed One replied. That same supreme wheel of Dhamma, Sariputta, the Tathagata's son, helps me in turning this wheel. What must be known is directly known. What must be developed has been developed. What must be abandoned has been abandoned. Therefore, Brahmin, I am a Buddha. So let your doubts about me cease, and let decision take their place, for it is always hard to gain sight of the enlightened ones. I am the one whose presence in the world is very rarely come upon. I am the Sammasambuddha. I, O Brahmin, am the supreme physician. I am the Holy One without compare, who has crushed all Mara's teeming hordes. Having defeated all my enemies, I rejoice, free from fear. Stop for a moment. So you see, the Buddha says that his son, the one that turns the Dhamma wheel exactly like him, is Sariputta. Of all the disciples, the Buddha holds Sariputta in the highest esteem. So this is what the original sutta say. But when you read the later Mahayana books, they always put down Sariputta. And Sela said, "O sirs, hear this, hear what he says. The man of vision, the physician, the mighty hero who roars like a lion in the forest, who, even though of outcast birth, would not believe him when he saw that he is the Holy One beyond compare, who has crushed all Mara's teeming hordes. Now let him follow me who wants, and who wants not, let him depart, for I will go forth under him, this man of lofty wisdom." And his pupil said, "If, O sir, you now approve this teaching of the enlightened one, we too will go forth under him, this man of lofty wisdom." There are 300 Brahmins here who with uplifted hands implore, "Oh, may we live the holy life under you, Blessed One." The Buddha said, "The holy life is well proclaimed, O Sela," said the Blessed One, "to be seen here and not delayed. One who trains with diligence will find a fruitful going forth." Then the Brahmin Sela and his assembly received the going forth under the Blessed One. They received the full ordination. Then when the night had ended, the matted hair ascetic Kenya had good food of various kinds prepared in his own hermitage. And he had the time announced to the Blessed One, "It is time, Master Gautama, the meal is ready." Then, it being morning, the Blessed One dressed, and taking his bowl and outer robe, he went with the Sangha of monks to the hermitage of the matted hair ascetic Kenya, and sat down on the seat made ready. Then with his own hands, the matted hair ascetic Kenya served and satisfied the Sangha of monks, headed by the Buddha, with various kinds of good food. When the Blessed One had eaten and had withdrawn his hand from the bowl, the matted hair ascetic Kenya took a low seat and sat down at one side. Thereupon the Blessed One gave him his blessing with these stanzas. "Burnt offerings are the glory of fires. Savitri, the glory of Vedic hymns. Glory of human beings, a king. Glory of flowing rivers, the sea. The moon is the glory of the stars. The sun is the glory of all that shine. Merit is the glory of all who aspire. The Sangha, the glory of those who give." When the Blessed One had given his blessing with these stanzas, he rose from his seat and departed. Then not long after the full ordination, dwelling alone, withdrawn, diligent, ardent and resolute, the Venerable Sela and his assembly, by realizing for themselves with direct knowledge, here and now entered upon and abided in that supreme goal of the holy life, for the sake of which clansmen rightly go forth from the home life into homelessness. They directly knew birth is destroyed, the holy life has been lived, what had to be done has been done, there is no more coming to any state of being. And the Venerable Sela, together with his assembly, became Arahants. Then the Venerable Sela, together with his assembly, went to the Blessed One. Having arranged his upper robe on one shoulder, extending his hands in reverential greeting towards the Blessed One, he addressed him with these stanzas. 8 days have passed, all-seeing One, since we went to you for refuge. In these 7 nights, O Blessed One, we have been tamed in your teaching. You are the Buddha, you are the teacher, you are the sage, the conqueror of Mara. Having cut off all evil tendencies, you have crossed and guided humanity across. You have surmounted all attachments, you have removed all the taints. You are a lion free from clinging, you have abandoned fear and dread. Here these 300 monks stand, with hands held out in adoration. O hero, extend your feet, and let these great beings worship the teacher. That's the end of the sutta. So these Sela, you see, the Indians, they are very religious people. After they meet a holy man like the Buddha, they are willing to renounce and become monks under him. And all 300 of them, after only 8 days, they became arahants. Possibly they have already cultivated jhana, meditative absorption. In the earlier sutta about Brahma Yu, after he passed away, the Buddha said that he was an anagamin. That shows that he had attained 4 jhanas. So even as a layman, he had already attained 4 jhanas. So you see, these Indians, they take religion very seriously. Even laymen, they can practice and attain the jhanas at home. That's why I know of several Indian men. They have a family, but in their house, they keep one room, which they call their prayer room. They don't allow the wife and children inside that room. And they do their meditation there, they do their prayers there. So even as a layman, some of them, they practice religion seriously, even as a layman. So, of course, very few of them can actually attain the jhanas. So, you see this Sela, after 8 days only, he and his disciples, 300, all became arahants. Okay, we stop here for the sutta. Anything to discuss?
Just explain to us. You were saying that Buddha addressed Buddha as his son. But how would this come down? But the son is not in the spiritual sense.
Yeah, because this the question asked is that just like a king has a general or a son, so he asked, who is your general, your son? So the Buddha said, Sariputta, the Tathagata's son, helps me in turning the wheel. So the Buddha calls him the Tathagata's son, the Buddha's son. In fact, all the monks under the Buddha are called Sakyaputta. Sakya refers to Sakyamuni, our Buddha. And Putta means son. So all monks are sons of the Buddha. All monks. And the Buddha says that when a person ordains as a monk, as a Buddhist monk, his old lay person has died. And he's born again, born from the mouth of the Buddha. The Buddha used a simile like the Brahmins. The Brahmins like to say that they are born from the mouth of Mahabrahma, the great Brahma. Whereas all other castes are born from the feet of Brahma. And all the others are black fellows. They call other people black fellows. They say they only are white. So the Buddha uses simile to say that all the monks are born from the Buddha's mouth. Why born from the Buddha's mouth? Because they have heard the Dhamma from the Buddha's mouth. And after hearing the Dhamma from the Buddha's mouth, they become a completely different person, having understood the Dhamma. That's why they They are born from the Buddha's mouth. Okay, if there's nothing, we'll end here.